はい、おはようございます。
おはようございます。
おはようございます。
おはようございます。はい、OK。はい、so we were doing the first lesson, the grammar for the first lesson last class. So did you all find time to revise it, go through the lesson? The sentences are very short in this lesson, not much. It's just a lot of greetings and introducing your names and what you do, where you're from, what country you're from, right? So we'll be reading the lesson today. We'll try to read it together. Usually, I'd like to ask everybody to read each dialogue because that serves as a good reading practice. But I won't do that right away. I'll give you some time, get used to it, learn your Kana well by this weekend. Maybe from the second lesson or the third lesson, we can do that. So now we'll get started. So in Japan, the weather is becoming hot. It was quite cold until recently. Spring just got over and it is summer now. So, 日本は暑いです。日本は暑いです。What do you think that sentence means? I'm sure you might not understand one or two words, which is all the sentence has. はい。日
Japan is hot.
本。Yes, Japan is hot. 日本は暑いです。Do you recognize the sentence structure?
Yeah.
A は B です。私は学生です。私はアショークです。私はラジャです。日本は暑いです。What is the topic in this sentence? What am I talking about? Japan. I am talking about Japan, right? Yes. So, 日本は暑いです。All right, I'm talking about Japan. So, in my sentence, Nihon is Japan, right? Do you all remember? Nihongo is Japanese language. Nihonjin is a Japanese person, nationality. The suffix for nationality. Nihon refers to Japan. So, as for Japan, it is hot. We always rephrase in terms for as for because that way we understand the concept of a topic and a topic marker better in English initially, right? So as for Japan, it is. Desu comes at the end of a positive sentence. It is hot. Atsui. Can you all repeat after me? Atsui.
Atsui.
Atsui means
Atsui.
hot. Hai. Initially, there'll be a lot of this kindergartner type repeating after exercises that I will be doing a lot in class. Trust me, it does help. It does help to actually say these words out loud. Okay? All right, so let's get to the lesson itself. What is the title of the lesson? Once again, you can all open your textbooks to page number 8. This is what I'm sharing on screen as well. This is the soft copy. I think it's page number 8. Lesson number 1.
はじめまして。
Hi, hajime mashite, right. So here it says ichi and the ka over there. We'll get to the ka part of it later. Here, right now, all you need to know is that this indicates lesson. Okay, but don't worry about this too much. We need to do counters, counting objects. It's part of Japanese grammar we'll be doing in the later lessons. Let's read the title. What is given inside the greater than, less than, right? Hajime mashite. Okay. Hajime mashite. So I told you that this is an expression that comes from the verb hajime masu. This means to start, okay, or to begin. It's a verb, it's an action word. Hajimemasu. So from hajimemasu, you get hajimemashite. You see that the last two is different. Hajimemashite. The meaning of this is a greeting that you use. When you meet somebody for the first time in Japan, there is a phrase. This is that phrase that you use to say to somebody that you're meeting for the very first time. How many times do you meet someone for the first time?
Only one.
Only once in our lifetimes, right? So you meet somebody, say you're coming to Japan on a holiday, on a trip, okay? You make some friends, you say Hajime Mashite, you introduce yourself and everything, and then you go back and maybe you come in contact with them only after 10 or 20 years. Doesn't matter. You will not say that again because in your lifetime, you've met them once. Okay, it's actually a way of confirming one another. Yes, it's my first time seeing you. Yes, I've never seen you before. It's my first time meeting you. It's that kind of a thing. So that's what it translates to. Nice meeting you. It's my first time seeing you. My first time meeting you. Okay. In English, you can translate it to nice to meet you. When you meet somebody, you shake hands and say nice to meet you. In Japanese, you say hajime mashite. Okay, so what you see in the box over here are sentences, and you find certain words, certain phrases underlined, right? In the first sentence, desu is underlined. This is the grammar part of it, which we've already covered in the last class. So all of the grammar that you see here in all of these 5 sentences, we've already seen with a lot of examples, right, in the last class. So we'll directly dive into the lesson because all these sentences feature in the lesson itself. So when we come to that, I'll explain it once again. All right. So what does Devi? Devi is the first person. She is talking to Raja. So in the first segment, there's Devi-san and Raja-san in conversation with each other. So let's see what they say. What does Devi say?
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu. Hi. So it's a morning greeting, right? I hope you're all clear with the elongation part of it. Yo is elongated. Even now, if you have any doubts, you can ask me always. Pay attention to how the sounds are being pronounced. And when you repeat it also, make sure you stress where you have to stress, elongate where you have to elongate, pronounce the sounds correctly, as correctly as you can. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Hi. Ohayo gozaimasu. Now, what does Raja reply to that?
Same. Ohayou.
Same.
Ohayo
Ohayo
gozaimasu. Hi. Every greeting has a response. You can't simply smile and nod and let it go. The respectful, polite thing to do is to say it back. Remember that. Hi. Next, what does Devi say? She says 2 things, 2 sentences. Wa
Watashi wa Devi
Devi desu. Watashi wa Devi desu. What does
Devi
that translate to?
I am Devi.
I am Devi,
I am
right?
Devi.
Watashi. So in this sentence, she is talking about herself. As for me, I am Devi. Watashi wa Devi desu. Desu is positive. And then she asks a question. How do we know that she is asking a question in the second line?
Ending is ka.
Very good.
Ka.
Very good. The ending is ka, which in Japanese is a question marker. Okay, so what is that sentence?
Namae wa nan desu ka?
Hai. Onamae wa nan desu ka? Onamae wa nan desu ka? Nan desu ka? The intonation. What does that sentence translate to?
What is your name?
What is your name? What is your name? What does nan mean? What? Nan desu ka translates to what is it? Namae is name. The honorific particle in front of it, you can use it to refer to somebody else's name, the second person's name or a third person's name. onamae. Instead of saying anata no namae, right? Instead of saying anata no namae. Anata is you, no is the possession marker, your name. Because I told you saying anata too many times to somebody directly can be rude, perceived as rude in Japan. So you say onamae instead. Onamae wa nan desu ka? So what does Raja say to that?
Watashi no
Hi.
Namae wa
Yes.
namae wa
Raja
Raja
desu.
this.
desu. Yes, Raja desu. I can only hear a few of you. If you don't have any background noise, there's no disturbance, please feel free to unmute and speak. All right. Watashi no namae wa Raja desu. Okay. So he's talking about, what is the topic in this sentence? Raja is the speaker. What is the topic in this sentence? What is he saying?
My name is
My name, right? His name, you're right. My name is Raja. So the topic of my sentence here is my name. I'm talking about my name. Raja is talking about his name. Watashi no namae. No is, you all know, it's the possession marker. Watashi no namae. And then the topic marker comes after the topic. Watashi no namae wa Raja desu. What else does he say?
Nihongo no
Nihongo no
Nihongo
gakusei
no gakusei desu.
Yes. Nihongo no gakusei desu. Nihongo no gakusei desu. What does that mean?
Japanese
want
student.
to learn Japanese.
Japanese student.
Japanese student. I am a Japanese
Japanese
student.
student. Yes, I am a student. A student of what?
Japanese.
Student of Japanese. I'm a student of Japanese. So you see, this no comes between two nouns. And the no gives gakusei the quality of nihongo. Nihongo no gakusei. Go is a suffix for language. After a country, if you have go, it means the language of that country. All right. I'm sorry, it's not going in a flow because I'm explaining, I'm asking you questions, but that's how it's going to be initially. I'm just making sure you all understand everything. So he says, Nihongo no gakusei desu. So in this sentence, you will find that watashi is not repeated again. It can begin with watashi wa Nihongo no gakusei desu. I am a Japanese language student. But like I said in Japan, in Japanese, if you have declared the topic once, if it's understood between the speaker and the person who's listening to the speaker, if it's understood what the conversation is about, you don't have to keep saying it again and again and again.
Ma'am, one request.
Yes.
Could you please increase the size of your screen? The characters are not clear. Even in the book, it's a little small font. And could you explain the sentence slowly again?
Sure, I'll do that. Size of the screen. Let me see. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, ma'am, that's much better. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. All right, so which part would you like me to explain again, Victor-san? We've covered about 4 or 5 lines.
No, the fourth line where he replies about him being a student. Could you just go through it slowly?
Okay. So Raja first says, Watashi no namae wa Raja desu, right? So there he says, my name is Raja. So after he said that, he also says, Nihongo no gakusei desu. So what does Nihongo no gakusei mean? Nihongo is Japanese language, and you have the no particle. Gakusei is student. So it translates to, I am a student of Japanese language. So that's his introduction. So in the first sentence, he gives his name, and then he says what he does, which is he's a student. Is that okay? Let's go to the next dialogue. Devi. So what does Devi say? I would like everybody to read.
Sensei wa
Sensei wa Indojin desu
Indojin
ka?
desu ka?
Indojin desu ka?
Hi. Sensei wa Indojin desu ka? Sensei wa Indojin desu ka? As for the teacher, is he or she Indian? Indo is India. Jin is the suffix to use for nationality, Indian person. As for the teacher, sensei wa. Okay. So Devi's question, she is inquiring about the teacher. They haven't met their teacher yet. Sensei wa Indojin desu ka? Is the teacher an Indian? So Raja says, hi, everybody together.
Iie
Iie
Indojin dewa arimasen.
Arimasen.
Indojin deva arimasen.
Indojin Deva Harimas.
Hi,
Indojin
Indojin. Correct. So what does that sentence mean? Negative. Desu comes at the end of a positive sentence. The phrase deva arimasen comes at the end of a negative sentence. So Indojin deva arimasen translates to teacher is not an Indian. Okay, so you see, Devi has mentioned sensei as the topic, but Raja doesn't mention sensei in the sentence. He doesn't say, Iie sensei wa Indojin deva arimasen. Okay, because it's understood what the topic is. But it is not wrong to say it also. You can elaborate and say sensei wa Indojin deva arimasen. That's also fine, but it's not required. And then he says, Nihonjin desu. She is not an Indian. She's a Japanese. She's a Japanese. Nihon is Japan. Jin is nationality, right? Suffix for nationality. So Japanese. And then there's a bit of a gap. So is the first part of the conversation between Devi and Raja all right? Any questions there?
It's a
Ma'am,
little,
Could you
yeah.
please, sorry, could you please read the first word in this sentence again?
The first word in which
Yeah.
sentence exactly?
The negative sentence.
Iie.
EA.
Yes.
Okay.
Iie is no.
EA is no. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. In the textbook, actually, there is a gap in this word. Deva Arimasen. Between Deva and Arimasen, there is a gap.
All right,
Oh,
all right. The
okay,
PDF is, I think
Yeah.
it's the old version. The gap is
Yes.
simply to make it easy for you to read it.
Okay, okay.
But it doesn't really
No
matter.
problem. So the
It
first,
doesn't change anything.
yeah. Could you just repeat that word no again one more time?
No is E.
EA. Okay. Got
Right?
it.
The first
Thank you.
sound is elongated. Hi.
Thanks.
Yes, Victor son, you had a question?
Yeah, I got it, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Okay. The next part of the conversation, right? The first person to talk is Tanaka sensei. So she's saying something. She's in the picture. We know she's a teacher. So she's addressing her students. What does she say?
Ohio gozaimasu.
Yes. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu. What does Raja say?
Ohayo gozaimasu.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Right? Hi. Tanaka. Now it's Tanaka sensei's time to introduce herself. So what is it that she says? Watashi wa Tanaka desu.
What is?
Hai. Watashi wa Tanaka
Desu.
desu. I am Tanaka. Watashi wa Tanaka desu. As for me, I'm Tanaka. And then Further
Nihongo no
introduction.
Nihongo
Nihongo no
sensei
sensei
desu.
desu.
Hai, arigatou gozaimasu. Nihongo no sensei
Sensei
desu.
desu.
I am a teacher of Japanese language. So the no translates to of, right? Nihongo no sensei
Sensei
desu.
desu.
This
And when you have the no between two nouns, the no gives this noun the quality of this noun, attributes that quality, right? Teacher of Japanese language. Nihongo no sensei desu. Now Raja, he introduces himself. So what does he say?
Watashi wa Raja desu.
Raja desu.
Yes, watashi wa Raja desu. I am Raja. Okay, watashi wa Raja desu. And then he says,
Hajime
Hajime mashite.
Hai, hajime mashite. It's my first time meeting you. That's the actual translation of that particular sentiment, of that particular expression. But it serves, it is very similar to nice to meet you, simply. Okay. And then next, what does he say?
Dozo.
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 yoroshiku
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Hai, dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. All right. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu can translate to it was nice seeing you, it was a pleasure meeting you and all of that. But the actual meaning of this, the sentiment behind this phrase, this expression is, when you're meeting somebody for the first time, in Japanese, in Japan, generally everywhere, you take care of the other person. You're meeting somebody for the duration of the time that you're seeing them. It could be a 1 hour coffee time with them, or maybe you're meeting them for lunch for 2 hours. Okay, or in this case, Raja, Devi, and Tanaka sensei are going to be doing a Japanese course together for a duration of how many ever months. Like us, we are together in this course for 2 months. Right? So for whatever duration of time you're meeting that person, you're continuing that relationship, you're asking them to take care of you for that duration of your relationship, of your whatever time together. Yoroshiku is good. Onegai shimasu is request, if you recall. So yoroshiku, well, good, treat me well. Please take care of me. I leave myself to you. That is what dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu translates to. All right. So if you recall in the very first class when Shimizu sensei did her introductions and then she handed the class over to me, at the end, we told each other yoroshiku onegai shimasu. So she's entrusting this class in my hands and I'm also, working with her. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Please treat me well. Please take care of me. So that is something that you will add as part of your introduction when you meet somebody. All right. So let's look at Devi's introduction. What does she say?
Sorry, Sensei, would you say it in a restaurant also after you order something?
No, that is
Oh no, it's not a correct context.
not in that context, because in
Only-
restaurant you're just going there for the business of eating and you will exit. Maybe you will never go back to that restaurant again. This is used in a context where you hope to have a longer relationship with somebody. As a teacher or a student or as a friend. Maybe you're meeting somebody who's going to guide you around Tokyo. So for the duration of, let's say, 2 weeks, you're going to be with them. So please take care of me for those 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then that's
Ma'am.
it. So
Is it used
Hi.
in offices also?
yes, definitely. Offices, definitely. You're going to be working together for a long time.
Ma'am, a request. Could you please repeat the last word that in that sentence? I'm having a little
Yes,
difficulty with that.
sure. The last word is onegai shimasu.
Okay, thank you.
Hi. Hi. In fact, I understand it's got a lot of more modified the voiced sounds. So let's repeat each of these words in this expression together. Dozo. Go after me.
So,
Doso.
Dozo, right? Zo. Za. Yoroshiku.
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 Right. And onegai shimasu.
Onegai
Shimasu.
Hi. Onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu.
Dojo.
Hi. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Hi. Now let's look at Devi's introduction. So she says basically the same thing. Hajime mashite. So it's her first time also meeting Tanaka sensei. So hajime mashite. Watashi wa Devi. Hi. Watashi wa Devi desu. And then she says something new. Can you all read this sentence together? The second sentence in Devi's dialogue. Yes. Watashi tachi wa. Watashi tachi. Hi. Watashi tachi wa gakusei desu. Watashi means I. Watashi tachi is plural.
we.
We. The tachi makes it plural. All right. So it's we. But how this is used is you must have the spirit of a group. Suppose you're all coming to class, you're not interacting with each other, you just come, study, listen to me, answer my question, leave without any interaction. You don't have the spirit of we are a class. We are the batch of 98, C198. You don't have that spirit, then you don't get to say tachi. To refer to yourselves as we. Okay, so tachi means you're working together. You're in this together and you have that spirit of togetherness. All right. So, watashi tachi wa gakusei desu. We are students. And then she says, dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Usually when you say dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu, you bow, right? In Japanese, they bow a lot. When you meet somebody, you bow. Always. Now, Tanaka, in response to both their introductions, says, yoroshiku onegai shimasu. The phrase dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu can also be shortened to yoroshiku onegai shimasu. All right. Now, I would like to hear from maybe one or two of you.
Yeah.
Hi. Anybody would like to go with their introduction? It's very simple, right? This is the format. So you say, nice to meet you. It's my first time seeing you. Of course, it's not our first time seeing each other, but this is just practice. When you meet somebody for the first time, you say, hajime mashite, and then you give your names, right? And then finally, you say, dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Please take care of me. Please treat me well. Of course, as you keep learning more Japanese, you can say other things about you, such as what you do and where you're from. All right. Anybody would like to try? Yes, Rima-san. I see Rima-san. Yes, Rima-san, go ahead.
Hajime mashite. Watashi wa Thakur Rima desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Hi, yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. That was nice. Hi. Anybody else?
I'll try.
Yes, Pranav-san, please. Dozo.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Watashi no namae wa Pranav desu.
Hi.
Onegai shimasu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
Hi.
Arigatou.
Okay. Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. The arigato gozaimasu is for the class, right? You don't have to say that when you meet anybody, but in the class, yes, no problem. So Pranav-san said something differently. How did he introduce his name? Rima-san said, Watashi wa Rima, Thakur Rima desu. Your surname first and Rima. That's fine. That's all right. But what did Pranav-san say? What was it? How is it different?
He said, my name is Pranav.
Correct. He said,
Instead
my
of I
name
am
is...
Pranav.
Correct. Right? So instead of saying, I am Pranav, Watashi wa, instead of saying that, he said, Watashi no namae wa. Right? My name is Pranav. Included the word namae along with Watashi. You use no between both the words. It's all the same. There is no right way to say anything. In languages, there are various ways to say the same thing. You just need to learn all the different ways and then go with whatever comes to you. All right. Hi, anybody else? This is a good opportunity. Yes, please turn on your videos. I don't want to keep repeating that every class. Please do turn on your videos and leave it on for the duration of the class. I would like to see your faces. Hi, one more person and then we can move on to the next. If you're unsure, all the more reason to go for it. So that if you do make mistakes, I will correct it. And you don't have to make mistakes anymore.
I'll try. I don't know how
Yes,
far I'll get it
Victor-san,
right.
please. That's not a problem.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Watashi
Hi.
wa namae Victor desu.
Okay.
And I'm not able to get the last word.
All right. So the second sentence, Watashi namae. Watashi is one word, namae is the next word. So between these two words, you need to have a particle. So you want to say my name. So I
it will
becomes
be-
my.
So will you say Watashi wa namae?
Watashi no namae wa.
Okay, Watashi no namae wa.
Yes. Watashi no, because I becomes my. So no is the possession particle also, right? So watashi no namae, my name is. And since my name is the topic of the sentence, after watashi no namae, you have the topic marker. All right. Okay. Hi, arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Hi. Okay. Now, so after your lesson at the end, you have something called matome, again, inside the greater than or less than. You have matome. Matome means summary. It's the whole lesson put in 4 sentences, the gist of the lesson, the gist of what you understand in the lesson. So let me read the 4 sentences. You can also all read with me. Raja-san wa Indojin desu. In fact, this is something that you can add in your introduction. Watashi wa Indojin desu. I am an Indian. After your names, you can also mention your nationality. Right?
And
Anyway,
which
Raja-
line are you reading?
So, under the lesson, okay, I don't think you
Yeah,
can see.
the
There is this portion
matome.
called matome, correct?
Yes, I got that. You're reading below that.
I'm reading the first line below that.
Okay, thank you.
Raja-san wa Indojin desu. Raja-san is an Indian. Raja-san wa Indojin
Yes.
desu. The second line is Nihongo no gakusei desu. Nihongo no gakusei desu. So that means he's a Japanese language student. The third sentence, Tanaka sensei wa Nihonjin desu. Tanaka sensei wa Nihonjin desu. That translates to Tanaka sensei
Teacher is Japanese.
is a Japanese. Correct. And then Nihongo no sensei desu. Who is she? What does she do? She's a Japanese language teacher. Nihongo no sensei desu. Okay, so this is basically the gist of the grammar and the lesson that we have done so far. On the next page, you have kotoba. You have another big box with a list of words and meaning. So you can also refer to that. Those are the words that you'll come across. You have already come across in your lesson. I'm sure you know the meanings for all of these because we've already done it. Okay. The one new word that we did today was watashi tachi, which is the plural of I, we. So you have that on the list as well. Okay, the next page. What do you have on the next page? What's the title? Hyogen. Hyogen. Ge sound, not J. Ge. Hyogen. Right? Ga, gi, gu, ge. So the first word, let's quickly look at them. The first word is Ohayo gozaimasu. Okay, good morning. The next one is Hajimemashite. Nice to meet you, right? Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. It says it's a formal way of self-introduction, but we know it means please take care of me. I am in your hands. Please treat me well. It's got all of those meanings.
Sumimasen,
And-
sensei.
Hi,
Sorry to interrupt, but
Ie.
Hajimemashite is nice to meet you or to begin with?
Hajimemashite, the sentiment is used when you meet somebody for the very first time. It's your first time meeting them. All right. And it translates in English to nice to meet you because that's what you say. The English equivalent is nice to meet you. But the meaning of Hajimemashite is you're looking at them and you're saying, this is my first time seeing you. All right.
Okay. Arigatou
Hi.
gozaimasu.
The Hajimemashite phrase is originated, the word it comes from is Hajimemasu, which means to begin, to start, at first. It has all of these meanings. The affirmative structure of a positive sentence, the structure of a positive sentence is eva be desu. You have two circles, that's something, and then you have the wave-like symbols, which is something else. Let's say A and B. Eva be desu. Watashi wa sensei desu. Okay. Sensei wa Nihonjin desu. The teacher is a Japanese. So this is the structure. A negative structure will be the same thing, but in place of desu, the sentence ends with deva arimasen. Eva be deva arimasen. It is not be. Watashi wa gakusei deva arimasen. For instance, sensei wa Indojin deva arimasen. And the next one is the interrogative structure, which is a question. How do you ask a question? It's the same. Eva be desu. But additionally, you add the question marker ka at the end of your sentence. So it's Eva be desu ka? Is A B? And then the next one is asking politely. So instead of when you're asking somebody for their name, you can either say Anata no namae wa nan desu ka? I'll say that slowly. Anata no namae wa nan desu ka? That's being very direct. Hi. As for your name, what is it? So instead of being so direct, we can
Namae.
tone it down a little bit and say O namae. O is the honorific particle. O namae wa nan desu ka? All right. But the other way also to say it without finishing the whole sentences. So once you say my name is Kritika, for instance, I say watashi wa Kritika desu or watashi no namae wa Kritika desu. The next thing I ask is their name, the other person's name. So I can simply say onamae wa. As for your name, question. Done. You don't have to finish the whole sentence. All right? O namae wa? So the intonation is important. All right? So that's what that is. Asking politely. No is a particle that comes between two nouns. What happens? You have noun 1, no, noun 2. So no gives the second noun the quality of the first noun. Nihongo no gakusei. I am a student of Japanese language. We saw the example Hayakawa no gakusei. I'm a student of Hayakawa. All right. Eigo no sensei. What is eigo?
English.
English. Hi. Eigo is English. So eigo no sensei means teacher of English language. So hyogen. These are all hyogen. Hyogen means expressions. The next one is hatten, which I told you is development, is new things that you can add to your vocabulary, to your grammar. It's a step up. So we looked at most of these words, right? Konnichiwa. Now I'll explain why you have wa. Konnichiwa. What does konnichiwa mean?
It's
Hello.
hi.
Yes.
Hi, hello.
Konnichiwa is good afternoon. It's a greeting that you use during the day, during the daytime. Ohayo gozaimasu is used in the morning. From 12 o'clock in the afternoon until maybe 5, 6 in the evening, you can say konnichiwa. Konnichiwa also is very generally used to say hi. So here, the final kana is wa. That is, the kana is ha, but the pronunciation is wa. Why is that? Wa is only a topic marker. It can only mark a topic in a sentence. Only when the kana ha functions as a particle is it pronounced wa. So why is it wa in this case? Right? Where is the grammar in this one word? So the meaning of kon is this. Nichi is day. Okay. Konnichiwa is actually part of a bigger sentence. It comes at the beginning of a bigger sentence. So it translates to as for this day. So just that part of a sentence is taken out and made it into a greeting that you use in the day hours, in the daytime. So it doesn't translate to good, it doesn't translate to afternoon, it doesn't translate to hello. The actual translation is as for this day, and that is it. That's konnichiwa. That is why, in this case, it is actually behaving like a particle. And that is why you pronounce it as wa in the greeting. It's the same with konbanwa. What is konbanwa? Good evening. It's just a greeting that you use in the evening. So kon once again means this. Ban is evening. Evening, twilight. Va once again is a particle. As for this evening, that's what this translates to. As for this evening. So just that part of a sentence is taken and it's made into a greeting that you use in the evening. So in the evening from maybe 4 p.m. onwards, you can start saying konbanwa until sleep time. Ii desu ka? What is goodbye? The next word in your, the next word is good night. So how do you say good night?
Oyasumi
Oyasumi
nasai.
nasai.
Hi. Oyasumi nasai is only good night. Just before you go to bed. Oyasumi nasai. Also, when you're on a call with somebody late in the night, when you hang up, you can say oyasumi nasai, because we assume that the next thing they're going to do is go to bed because it's already so late in the night. So you can say oyasumi nasai and you can hang up. That's fine. Goodbye. How do you say goodbye?
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. Sayonara is goodbye. Yes, there are different ways that you will find this word being pronounced in English media. But the right pronunciation is sayonara. All right. Yo is elongated. You don't say sayonara to people like you say in English, you say bye. At the end of, let's say I'm meeting my friend today. After I'm, go back and I'm leaving, I can say bye to her and leave. That's not how it works in Japanese. In Japanese, you don't say, it's very definitive. Saying bye is like you're not going to see them for a while. So sayonara is not used in everyday conversation that way. Unless somebody is going out of the country, maybe for studies or whatever for a few months or few years, then you say sayonara. It's more like a farewell kind of a thing. But if you know you're going to meet somebody regularly next month, next week, then you don't say sayonara. You say other things. What is thank you?
Arigato.
Arigato.
Arigato. Arigato. The full expression is the polite expression. Please remember. Arigato gozaimasu is the correct expression. Arigato is a short form which you can use only amongst friends. But in a formal environment, never do the short form. Always speak full. So, arigato gozaimasu. Finish the expression. Finish it. How do you say you're welcome?
Do itashimashite.
Hi. Do itashimashite. Hi. Repeat after me. Do itashimashite.
Do itashimashite.
Hi. Do itashimashite. Okay. All right. Next is I am sorry. This is used when you have done a proper mistake. You've made an error. Okay, maybe at work or that is gomen. What I'm talking about now is gomen nasai. Gomen nasai is I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have made a mistake. Okay. Like maybe you dropped something in somebody's house and broke it. Okay. Or maybe stepped on somebody's legs and caused them pain. That kind of thing. You truly have made a mistake. You say gomen nasai. Gomen nasai is a sort of a deeper apology. The next one, excuse me, is sumimasen. Sumimasen is more in English, wherever you say excuse me. You say excuse me to call somebody. In Japanese also, you can say sumimasen to invite somebody's attention or to call them. Okay. The other instance where you use sumi, the difference between gomen nasai and sumimasen is, for instance, when you're walking on the road in Japan, you find a lot of people are walking. Okay, and they're walking with something on their mind. They have a goal in their minds, like they're trying to arrive at a point at some time. So it's very common that you end up colliding with people, right? And then you get in their way and then you say, sumimasen, I'm sorry. And then, so those are not mistakes. It happens and then you just have to, turn and go in the other direction. So there you say sumimasen. These are not mistakes that you've made. These are small things that happen. I just say quickly sumimasen and go on with your work. So in class, if you want to talk, you can always say sumimasen and then ask your questions. All right. The last two, I would like you to remember it as a set. In Japan, you'll find that before people eat their meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, they always say something. It's a greeting that they say. And once they finish their meal, they say it. They don't miss this at all. Even if you don't, see them do it properly, they're probably saying it in their minds. All right. So this set, let me just read this greeting. It's itadakimasu. Can I have you all repeat after me? Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu.
Hi. So you have your plate in front of you, and then sometimes they even join their palms and say itadakimasu. The meaning of itadakimasu is I have received it. Okay, so it's like you give that moment to be thankful to the people who have prepared your food. And you see that the Japanese, they largely eat meat and seafood. So it's also a thank you for all the lives that's been, sacrificed. So they take that moment to convey that, I've received the food. I'm grateful for this food. And once you finish the food, they say, Gochiso samadeshita. Gochiso samadeshita. Repeat after me. Gochiso samadeshita.
Gochiso samadeshita.
The meaning of the word gochiso is feast. Okay. So gochiso samadeshita. Deshita is the past tense of desu. So desu. Hi.
Could you pronounce the previous word one more time? I've not got it completely.
Yeah, the previous word is itadakimasu.
Okay.
Sumimasen, sensei.
Hi, just a minute. Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu. Okay.
Right.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Hi. Yes? Someone had a question?
Yes. So if someone serves food on our table, are we supposed to say itadakimasu?
When somebody serves food it's not when they come to serve you, it's just before you begin eating.
Okay.
In the restaurant, if the waiter brings you food, you simply say Arigato gozaimasu. Okay, and then when you're with a group of people, you make sure everybody is ready to eat. It's something that we follow in our culture as well, right? We just don't don't start eating until everybody is ready to eat.
Yes.
So it's like that. And once everybody is ready to eat, together sometimes people say, Hai itadakimasu.
Okay. Right.
It's like saying, yay, we have food. Thank you for the food. It's like that.
Okay. Arigato gozaimasu.
Hi. So once the meal is done, even if it's a simple meal, you'll find most of the times that a Japanese breakfast will consist of a small bowl of rice, some soup, all right, and maybe there's a piece of fish or not. It's just rice and soup. That's the simplest of Japanese diet. So even if it's that simple, you say it was a feast after you finished eating your food. So deshita, like I said, is the past tense of desu. So the sentence I am a student will translate to watashi wa gakusei desu. But if I want to say this in past tense and say, 1 year ago I was a student. I am becomes I was. In the past I was a student. So desu becomes deshita. Watashi wa gakusei deshita. All right. I'm just mentioning this. We'll get to this later also. You can remember it for now. Now quickly, we'll do the Renshu for this lesson as well. That's on your page 11 in your textbook. Since it's the first lesson, I'm going to do the Renshu. All right. The exercise part of it, please remember to type it out in your student profile and submit it. Hi.
Somebody has a
question. Hi.
Could you please repeat the last word in that particular lesson that we were doing before, which says thanks for the food?
That is Gochiso sama. Gochiso sama deshita.
Okay, Gochiso sama deshita. Thank you.
Right. Hi. Okay, so the Renshu now. You'll find that most of the sentences are repetitive. You'll have to keep doing the same exercise again and again. We haven't done a lot of grammar yet. Repetition is the key. The more you repeat, the better it is. Okay, so even if you do find these sentences repetitive, the questions repetitive, it's okay. It's very good practice. So let's do the first one. So you just have to fill up the blank. We know the basic sentence structure. Let's read the sentence, try to make sense of it, and try to understand what particle or what word should come in order for this sentence to make sense. All right. So the first question in the first question, right? The first subdivision. Watashi blank gakusei desu. What will come here?
Watashi wa
Watashi wa gakusei desu. So here, between two words, you can only have a particle. The particle here is, we've only done topic marker so far, right? Watashi wa, I am a student, right? The next sentence, I think it says you have to do this in the affirmative in your textbooks, right? Can you all read the sentence?
Devi
Devi
Sanva
Sanva
Indojin
va
Des.
Indojin Des.
Very good. Very good. Affirmative. So the sentence ends with des.
Yes.
Devi Samva Indojin des. All right. So the third sentence, the last one in this question.
Namahe
Namae.
Namaiva
Namahe
Namaeva Raja Des.
Yes.
Raja Des.
Namaeva Raja des. Fantastic. Namaeva Raja des. Here also it says you're supposed to answer in affirmative. So the sentence ends with des. So here you will find that watashi is missing. If this sentence had watashi at the beginning, what particle will come after it?
Watashi no.
Watashi.
No. Watashi no
Watashi
Nama.
no Namaeva.
Watashi no namaeva raja desu. Perfect. All right. Next. So the same fill in the blanks. Let's look at the next set of questions. Watashi blank namae blank raja desu.
Watashi no Namaeva
Namahe
Raja Des.
Raja Des.
Right? It's like the previous sentence, but I'd included that before. Here you have it already. Watashi no namae wa raja desu. Okay. Second question. Nihongo blank sensei blank Tanaka-san desu.
Nihongo no Sensei wa
Tanaka-san
San Des.
Des.
Perfect. Okay. The Japanese language teacher is Tanaka-san. So in that sentence, Japanese language teacher is the topic. The Japanese language teacher is Tanaka-san. So Nihongo no sensei. The whole thing is the topic, right? And then you have the topic marker wa. All right. The third one, Anata blank namae blank Tanaka-san desu and then blank.
Anatano
Hai.
Namahe
O Namaeva Tanaka-san desu ka.
Anata no
Hai.
namaiwa
Hai.
Tanaka-san desu ka.
Hi, perfect. Everybody, correct. All your answers were right. Anata no namae wa, as for your name. Now here you end up saying anata no namae. Now I heard one of you say anata no onamae. I think it was Pranav-san. That's also correct. Anata no onamae. Since you end up saying anata, you can sort of balance that out by still saying O before namae. That is also perfectly fine.
The O is
Alright.
printed in the book.
Book Onata is there.
I see. Okay. I only heard one person say O namae, so I just, all right. Okay then. All right. So, anata no,
Sumimima-san Sensei,
yes, Amisha-san.
just a doubt.
Yeah.
In the second set of sentences, so can we say that generally the no, if there are two nouns, the no will always come first and the wa in the second one? But like generally the way the sentences are structured?
For now, initially in the initial classes, that's the kind of sentences you'll be looking at. So I will say yes, but maybe that's not a good rule to go by because that can change. Hi. But initially, maybe it's all right. I think once you also start learning more grammar, you'll also see how it works. So, hi.
Thank you.
Hi. So, anata no onamae wa Tanaka-san desu ka? All right then. Let's go to the next. This is the last in the Renshu. So here, is this the one? Oh, this is slightly different. Okay, this is not your next question. You'll have to go to exercises, the next page, the second Roman letter, write the correct sentences in each of the following conversation. So we'll do this part in class. All right.
Page 13, I think.
Yes, it's in page 13, the top, the first one. You have an example here. How are you supposed to answer these questions? So you have a question and a set, right? In each of these questions. So the answer is given. The answer says, Hai Indojin desu. Yes is an Indian. Whoever it is an Indian. Okay. What do you think the question must be like in English?
Which country are you from?
Yeah.
India?
Are you or is she or is he an Indian? One of these. That's up to us, right? Here in the example, it says Devi-san. So somebody is asking a question about Devi-san. So Devi-san is the topic of that inquiry. So Devi-san wa Indojin desu ka? It's an example. So based on the answer, you're supposed to try and frame the question. Or in some cases, you have the question and you try and fill the answer. So let's look at the very first question. The question begins with sensei wa. So the topic of inquiry is teacher. The answer, whoever is answering it is saying, Hai, Nihonjin desu. Yes, she or he is Japanese. I'm sorry, Japanese. So what is the question? Can you all finish the question now?
Sensei wa Nihon desu ka?
Nihon.
Hi, perfect. Nihonjin desu ka. Ka. The full stop is already there, so I won't add that. Nihonjin desu ka? Sensei wa Nihonjin desu ka? Okay. Now the next one, next set. So once again, the question is about teacher, sensei wa whatever. And the answer is Iie Indojin de wa arimasen. So what is the question?
Sensei wa Indojin desu ka?
That's all. Perfect. Sensei wa Indojin desu ka? Is sensei an Indian? To that the answer is Iie no Indojin de wa arimasen. Not an Indian. All right. The third question, the last one. Here the question is given. You'll have to fill in the answer. Anata wa Nihonjin desu ka? Are you a Japanese? Anata wa Nihonjin desu ka? The answer begins with Iie. So how do you finish the sentence?
Iie Indojin desu ka?
Iie
Nihonjin dewa arimasen.
Nihonjin de arimasen.
Nihonjin. Not go. In this case, it's jin. Nihonjin de wa arimasen. The question is, are you a Japanese? Are you Japanese? So the answer is, it begins with no. So the rest of it must be, I am not Japanese. Right?
Sumimasen, sensei.
Yes, Victor-san.
Can't we answer it the other way? No, I'm Indian.
Right.
Indojin.
You can. No problem. That is also a correct answer. Iie Indojin. How will that be? How will you finish that
Desu ka?
sentence? Desu. Desu ka will again become a question.
Will become a question. So desu, correct.
Hi, you're right. This is also perfectly fine. You can answer it in any way, like I said. Yes. Iie Nihonjin de wa arimasen. In fact, you can include both for clarity and say Iie Nihonjin de wa arimasen. Indojin desu. Okay. Hi. Wonderful. So I have a feeling that you all understand based on how you responded. So shall we go to the next one? So for homework, I would like you all to please do Renshu. The third question is left. We haven't done that. On page number 11, the third question is still left. So please put a tick or circle that question. Don't forget to do that. Exercise on next page, 12th page, the first Roman letter. Translate the following sentences into Japanese. And on the 13th, the last question. Translate the following into Japanese using the framework no desu, right? That. So you still have 3 questions to do. So please do them. Okay. Maybe at the end of this class, I'll quickly give you one sentence to type. Just one sentence from your lesson. So I'm also confident that you can type at the end of today's class. Now, shall we go on to the next lesson?
Yes.
Okay. So once again, this lesson, the first maybe 4 lessons, you're going to be looking at very new grammar, and it might feel like a lot. But I'm going to ask you all to do your best, because the first one you've all done quite well. So the second, just like last time, I'm going to continue with my explanation. And after I finish one portion of it, I'll ask you all to ask me your questions, because I'm sure you'll all have a lot of questions right away. But please do be patient a little bit. Okay. So I can explain with examples. This concept that we are going to be doing today is like a step up, a development to what we did in the last class. So at this level, a basic understanding of this is required. So right away, I'm sure all of you will be wondering, oh, how do I possibly start speaking in Japanese? Just wait a little longer that he comes slowly. Right now, I want you to understand what I'm saying is all. As long as you can understand what I'm saying, and when I give you a sentence, if you can translate it, that's good enough. For you to start thinking in Japanese will take some more time. So don't go to that level yet. Okay. All right. So in the last lesson, based on what we've done in the last class, you can all introduce yourself. If you meet somebody, you know what to tell them, what the right expressions are to use to somebody you meet for the first time. And how do you say your name? How do you say where you're from? How do you say you're a student of Japanese language? You can talk about all of this as part of your introduction. The next thing, suppose you have a friend next to you. Okay, how do you introduce your friend? You can say watashi wa, you can say I, how much ever you want. But if you have to introduce a friend, or maybe you've taken your sibling along with you, or a daughter, a husband or a wife, whoever it is, how do you talk about the people around you? And by extension, how do you talk about the objects around you? And how do you talk about the places around you? Right? How do you, there's a phone on my desk. How do I refer to this phone? How do I talk about this phone? How do I address it? How do I talk about this pen that belongs to me? How do I talk about that dictionary that belongs to Tanaka sensei? How do I talk about the Japanese classroom that is down the corridor? Talk about the places around you, the supermarket in front of you, the bank on the next street. So how do you? The first step is we learn these sets of words. These are called the Koso Ado words, the Koso Ado concept. There are 4 sets, and each set has 4 words. Okay, and as you can read, they indicate the position of objects around you, people around you, places around you. Okay, in English, for instance, let me tell you 3 sentences. This is a pen. That is a Japanese language dictionary. That person next to you is Tanaka sensei. That person over there, he's standing way over there on the other end of the room. That person is my football coach. Okay. So you use the words this, that person over there. Right? These are the words that you use to indicate positions of objects, people, places around you. So these are those words in Japanese. So we will be looking at them set by set. The very first set is used for nouns. What are nouns? This is the first.
Naming of words.
Hi. Right? Nouns are objects, things, right? Names of places and people, all of this. So you use the first set of nouns, first set of Koso Ado for nouns. And let's see how it works. The first set is kore, sore, are, and dore, right? The reason it's called ko, so, ado is because you see in each of this set, the words begin with ko, so, ado, ko, so, ado, right? Ko, so, ado. That's why they are called ko, so, ado. So, kore takes the meaning this. Sore takes the meaning that. Are is that over there. And dore is a question word, which means which. So this is all about the position of the object with respect to the speaker and a listener. In any conversation, if I'm saying something, it's because there is a listener. Unless I'm in a habit of talking to myself. There's always somebody who's listening to a conversation. So there's always a speaker at any given point in time, and there is a listener. We exchange roles. Sometimes they become the speaker and I listen. Sometimes you all speak and I listen, right? We exchange roles. When you're referring to an object, let's say this person in peach, pink, orange, whatever is the speaker, and the person in green is the listener. At this point in time, right? It's 3:43 p.m. in Japan at this point in time. Okay, so when the speaker is referring to an object that is close to them, they will use the word kore to say this. This is a book. This book is mine. All right. When the speaker refers to an object that is close to the listener, he'll refer to that as sore. And if this object is away from the speaker and the listener, way over on the other side of the room, then the speaker will refer to that object as are. So it's very important, the position of the object, the position of whatever you're talking about, with respect to the speaker and listener. So once again, if it is close to me, there is a boundary, right? So if this particular bottle of water is close to me, I will say kore. Kore wa, and then I'll talk about it. If the speaker is standing there and the bottle of water is close to the speaker, I'll say that. So I say sore. If this bottle of water is on the other side of the room on the table, the speaker and me and the listener are here on this side of the room, then we will address that as are, that over there. So this is the very basic concept. So for all the sets, this is what you will be saying. And the question word, the do words are always question words. We'll be looking more about these question words, the do words, right? You see dore, dono, doko, dochira. These words we'll be looking at in detail in our 4th lesson. But we'll focus more on the ko, so, a words now. Of course, I will be showing some examples with the do words as well. Now let's look at some examples. This is the basic idea. Now we are going to be looking at examples to understand them in context. Okay. So suppose there's a book next to you. What is that sentence going to look like? This is a book. So I say, this is a book. I have a book close to me. I am the speaker. This is a book. What am I talking about?
The book.
The book.
Book.
This object here close to me is a book. So what is the topic of my sentence? This object, this is a book. This. I'm talking about this thing that I'm having in my hand, and then I'm proceeding to say that it is a book. I'm not talking about the book. Yes, I am talking about the book, but in my sentence, this is my topic. So let's rephrase that sentence. This is a book in terms of topic marker. That will be, as for this, it is a book. Okay? This and it refer to the same thing, refer to the book. The topic and the subject is the same, so don't see the subject in the Japanese sentence. This is kore, in Japanese, right? When referring to a noun. What is book in Japanese?
Kaban.
On.
Hi. Hon.
Hon.
Hon. Book is hon. Two sounds. Hon. Ho-in. What does kaban mean?
Bag.
Bag. Yes. Kaban is bag. Hi. Okay. So it's all right. So the sentence will read this way. Can you all read this sentence, please? As for this, it is a book.
Koreva.
Koreva.
Hon desu.
Hon desu.
Desu.
Koreva hon desu.
Hon
This
desu.
is extremely contextual, situation-based, right? I want you all to imagine, as you say each of these sentences, I want you all to actually imagine yourselves in a situation, in that particular scenario where there is a book in your hand, right? And you're referring to it. How will you refer to it? In actuality, how will you, if you are required to speak, right? That is what will help. So actually take a book in your hand as you do this, like I am. Right? If I can, you can.
Sensei,
Yes.
if you have to pronounce the sentence, it will be Koreva hon
Right.
desu.
Correct. Koreva hon desu. Ho. This character, this kana is ho. Hai. Ho. Hon desu. Koreva hon desu. Now let's imagine that the same book is in your speaker's, is in the listener's hand. You're the speaker. The person who's listening to you has the book in their hand. So how will you refer to that book in their hands? That is a book.
Soreva.
Hi, soreva. As for that, it is a book. Soreva hon desu. Yes? Hi, can I have everybody say this sentence, the second sentence?
Koreva hon desu.
Soreva hon desu. Now let's imagine I'm going to keep this book aside. I am here, the speaker is here, the listener is next to me over here, the book is away from us. So I am referring to an object that is away from both the speaker and the listener. The object is at a distance from both of us. Then how will I refer to it?
Areva
Hon desu.
Correct. So that over there. So in English, I say over there. That over there is a book. As for that over there, it is a book. Areva hon desu. So this is the idea. This is all there is. Now, just to keep reinforcing this idea over and over, let's look at more examples with new words. You'll also be learning new vocabulary now. So let's look at them. So this is the basic idea, right? If an object is close to the speaker, you use kore to refer to it. The speaker will use kore to refer to it. If the object is close to the listener, then the speaker will use sore to refer to it. If the object is away from both the speaker and the listener, the speaker will use the word are to refer to it. So let's look at more examples. Hi, first sentence, please, everybody. I would like all of you to read the first sentence.
Koreva
Koreva.
sukoi desu.
Hi, tsukue desu. Kore wa tsukue desu. In the last class, I think it was Shiva-san who asked if I could write the words in English. Please let me know if you still want that. I would like to avoid it, right? But if you find something to be difficult, please tell me. Maybe first 2 classes, I can make an exception. But try to read it. By all means, I would like all of you to make an effort and read it. Please have your kana chart right next to you all the time, even now, as you try and read the sentences. I want the effort from your end. I don't want to be feeding you the answers.
As
much as possible.
Sensei, that word is sukoi. Is that the correct pronunciation?
It's tsukue.
Okay,
Tsukue. Right? First is tsu, you have ku, and then there is e. Tsukue.
Tsukue.
Arigatou
Correct. Hi. Koreva tsukuedes. So where is the table? Is it close to the speaker, away from the speaker? Where is it?
Close.
Close.
Close
Koreva
to
is
the speaker.
Close to the speaker.
Hi, close to the speaker. All right. Now, next sentence is, can you all read the second sentence?
Areva
Areva
watashi no
watashi no
No to this.
No to des. Very good.
no
Hi,
to.
more
Okay.
points for katakana reading. Watashi no to desu. Okay, so you see how katakana is sprinkled here and there. Most part it's hiragana, but then you have a katakana word. It's equally important. Okay. Areva watashi no noto. Noto is notebook. So watashi no noto is my notebook. Hi. So areva. So now where is this notebook with reference to the speaker and the listener?
Far
closer
away.
to the listener.
Away. Away from both the speaker and the listener. The speaker is here, the listener is here, and both of them are pointing to the notebook that is away from them and talking about it. That is when you will use are. Ii desu ka? Daijoubu desu ka?
Hi.
Okay. Third sentence.
Koreva
Koreva
o ni
o
e
No.
ni-san no
Oni-san no
Hi. Correct.
Tomodachi no
Correct. Stuck at katakana again. Pasoko-in.
ba
Pasoko-in. This kana over here is so. This kana at the end is in. They look similar, so I think. Right? Pasokon. Pasokon is a personal computer. Pasokon, it's shortened, right? Personal is paso, computer, computer is kon, basically. Pasokon. Koreva oni-san. The meaning of oni-san, ni is elongated here with e. The meaning of oni-san is older brother. Oni-san no tomodachi. What is tomodachi?
Friend.
Friend. Right? So what does this mean? Oni-san no tomodachi no pasokon. There are two no's in this sentence. What does this sentence mean? It's not complicated at all. Yes.
Friends, laptop.
Simple. Brothers, friends, laptop. Okay. Koreva oni-san no tomodachi no pasokon desu. This is my brother, older brother's friend's laptop. Even in English, you use double apostrophe S in two places. In Japanese, you use no in two places. That's all.
Sumimasen Sensei, can you explain the third word in this sentence?
The third word in this sentence is tomodachi. Tomodachi is friend. Pasokon is a personal computer. Let's call it laptop. All right. Now the last sentence. Hi, please read it.
Sureva
Koreva
Oji-san no
oji-san no megane desu. Perfect. Soreva oji-san no megane desu. Oji-san. Here I'm slightly elongating the sound here. Pay attention to it. Oji-san. Oji-san's grandfather. Oji-san no megane. Megane is glasses. So where are these glasses? Close to the speaker? Close to the listener? Away from both?
close to the listener.
close to the listener.
Close to the listener. The speaker of this sentence is the granddaughter, right? So the granddaughter is standing somewhere here. Her listener is maybe her mother or somebody in the family, let's say. So if this is the speaker, the glasses are close to the listener. So the speaker looks at the glasses and says, Sore. いいですか?
Sumimasen
That's the
sensei, that
Hai.
Oni-san is grandfather.
Oni-san. In the third sentence, Oni-san is older brother. Oji-san is grandfather. In the fourth sentence,
Arigato. Gozaimashita.
Oji-san is grandfather. Hi. Do you all remember the word for grandmother?
Oba-san.
Very good. Oba-san, right? Oba-san. Once again, ba is elongated. That is grandmother. Let me give you two more words that are related. Oji-san and Oba-san. What is the difference?
Mother and father.
Close enough.
No, I don't know the difference, ma'am.
I mean, the difference in the sound. So here G is elongated, ba is elongated. In these two words, G and ba are not elongated. Oji-san is uncle. Oba-san is aunt. I don't know if somebody gave me the answer just now. I wasn't paying attention. But Oji-san is uncle. Oba-san is aunt. But if the G is elongated to Oji-san, then that becomes grandfather. If the ba is elongated to be Oba-san, then that is grandmother. Mother and father is different. I'll come to that maybe later. I don't want to give you too many words now. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Is this all right? Shall we move on to the next sentence? Now you have two bags. And then you have Devi. She's a girl. That's Devi-san. Somebody is asking the question, which is Devi's bag? This is the question. In English, we speak like this. Which is Devi's bag? Imagine this scenario. Always imagine yourself in this in all of these scenarios. There are two bags and you're looking at both of them. And maybe you know that Devi is searching for her bag. So you're wondering, which is Devi's bag? Is it the blue one or is it the green one? Which is Devi's bag? How can you rephrase this question in terms of the topic? Can everybody try? What are you asking? What do you want to know?
Whose bag it is?
As for Devi's bag, which is it? Which is Devi's bag? As for Devi's bag, which is it? You don't care about Raja's bag. You don't care about anybody's bag. As for Devi's bag, which is it? That is how you can rephrase this question. Okay? So, how will that translate in Japanese? What is the question word that means which?
Dore.
Dore. Very good.
Dore.
So, let's try and look at this sentence. Can you all read this, please?
Devi-san
no
Gaban
Dore desu
desu ka?
Desuka.
Hi. Devi-san no kaban wa Devi-san's bag. Devi-san no is the possession marker. Kaban is bag. Right? So Devi-san's bag. Devi-san no kaban wa dore desu ka? Dore is which. So dore desu ka is which is it? What is the first question word that we learned in the first lesson? Anata no namae wa nan desu ka? Nan. Nan is what? So nan desu ka is what is it? Dore desu ka is which is it? So this is your second question word. Okay, technically. Dore desu ka? So somebody answers, points out to the green bag and says, Devi-san's bag is this. As for Devi-san's bag, it is this. Right? This is Devi's bag. This is Devi-san's bag. So how will that sentence be in Japanese?
Devi-san wa Devi-san no
No.
kaban wa
Dore desu.
Kore desu.
kore
It
desu.
is this. Hi. It is this. Kore desu. Right? It is this. Kore desu. So the answer to the question dore desu ka is kore desu or sore desu or are desu, depending on where this object is with respect to the speaker and listener. So that is how you can also use the question word. More about the question word dore in your later lessons. So far, is this all right? Shall we go to the second set? So we've seen the first set, which is kore, sore, are. This we have done so far, right? So kore is used to refer to a noun, an object, anything that's close to the speaker. Sore is close to the listener. Are is away from both. And dore is the
Sumimasen
question word.
Sensei,
Yes.
could you please just write out nan desu ka for me on the screen?
Hi. So let me write it over here. Just a minute. Let me change the font. Yes, there it is.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Hi. Hi. Okay. So we were here, the first set. Now we are going to go to the second set. So you see that the second set is also used for nouns. So shall we read out the words together? What is the first word? When you're referring to a noun that is close to the speaker, you use the word?
Kono.
Kono.
Kono. Very good. When you're referring to a word that is close to the listener, what do you say?
Sono.
Kono.
Kono.
If it is away from both the speaker and the listener, what do you say?
Ano.
Ano. And the question word once again is dono.
Dono.
Kono.
All right. So we've
Uh,
seen that the second set is used for nouns again, and you can see that they are very different from kore, sore, are. The last kana is different. So what is the difference between the second and the first set? There has to be some difference, right? The difference is, if you've noticed in the previous sentences, kore, sore, are, all of these words, what are they followed by? What
Object.
comes immediately after the words?
Object.
Topic marker.
The marker, right? The particle. Va. In each of these cases, you have the particle va come after the words kore, sore, are. Right? But in the second set, the object that you're talking about will come after these words. For instance, it will always be kono enpitsu. Enpitsu is pencil. Okay. Kono hon. Let's look at words we've already done. Kono hon. Kono pasokon. Sono megane. Okay. Ano, what was the other one? Ano tsukue. Tsukue is desk. So kono, sono, and ano, dono also. Kono, sono, ano, dono will always be followed by the object that it refers to. Whereas kore, sore, are, and dore will be followed by the particle always. So in English also you have sentences like that, right? For instance, you have, let me give you an example. This is a book. Okay? This is a book as compared to this book is mine. So what is the difference between these two sentences? In the first sentence, this just comes and then there is the object doesn't come after it. But in the second sentence, you have this book is mine. So this is immediately followed by that object that it is referring to. So that's the difference. So how will you translate the first sentence in Japanese? This is a book. As for this, it is a book. Everybody.
Koreva.
Koreva
Hondes.
hondes. That's all. Koreva hondes. Very good. Now, how will you translate the second sentence? This book is mine. I would like all of you to take a minute to think about this before you answer. This book is mine. I've already told you that you will use this second set when it is immediately followed by the noun. So in this case, this is immediately followed by the noun. Hi, your answers?
Konwa hon.
Hi.
I can't get the rest. Konwa hon.
Kono hon. This, right? You use this first word, kono, because it is this. Followed by this object book. So that is hon.
Hon.
Now what will come after this?
Watashi wa.
Think about it. This book is mine. What is the topic of my sentence? I'm talking about this book and I'm saying that it belongs to me. So this book is the topic of my sentence. Kono hon wa. As for this book, it is mine. How do I say belongs to me? Watashi is I. How do I change
Watashi
it
no.
to say belong? Perfect. Watashi no.
This.
It is. So this.
This.
I desu ka? Kono hon is the topic of my sentence.
So
After which
watashi,
there's a topic marker.
sumimasen. Watashi no is mine.
Yes, watashi no belongs to me.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Hi, belongs to me or mine. And it's a positive sentence. It is mine. So ends with this. So now let's look at some more words first before we go on to some examples. New vocabulary, right? The first one is the word for person. The word for person, there are two words if you can see. One is before the dot, one is after the dot. Can you read the first word, everybody?
Oh,
Hito.
Hito. Hito. Very good. What is the second word after the dot?
Kata.
Kata. Kata. Now, why are there two words for one to mean one thing? They both mean person, but in Japanese, they take their politeness very seriously. Okay? So you have a word that is polite, and then you have another word that is even more polite. Okay? There are no rude words. There is a polite word and there is an even more polite word. So let's just say plain and polite. There's a word that is plain, that is normal, that you can use in polite conversations, no problem. It's plain. And then you have a polite word. So hito is plain. Kata is polite. Remember, plain does not mean that it is rude. Plain is still polite, but kata is just even more polite than hito. Now, this doesn't happen for all the words, only for some. When you look at verbs in grammar, you have it for everything, but again, we'll come to that later. So this particular word, there are two ways to say it. One is hito, the other one is kata. So remember, kata is the more polite word. What is apple?
Ringo.
Ringo.
Ringo. Hi, apple is Ringo. Ringo. All right. Map?
cheese.
Cheese. Map is cheese. Now, this is very easily mistaken. What is this that I'm writing? I hope my writing is easy enough to understand. First of all, is it
Cheese.
hiragana or katakana? Hi.
Cheese.
Hi. This is katakana. It's red cheese. Chi, elongation, and z. Right? This is cheese. Pronunciation, you have to be very careful. Map is without the elongation, is cheese. And of course, when you write it, you will write it in hiragana because it's an original Japanese word. Cheese. Hi. The next one on the side, on the right side, what is dictionary? Can you all read this
Joso.
word?
Isho.
Joso.
Josh.
Isho.
Try again.
Chishi.
Hi.
Show.
Hi, Jisho.
Jisho.
Jisho. This is the first sound. This is the second kana. This together is the second kana, right? You have a she and a small yo, that is sho. So this, let me write it. The first sound is G. Let me just write it next to hi. Seems to be some. Hi, let me just write it here. G and sho. All right. Jisho. Jisho is dictionary. Now I would like all of you to tell me, how will you say Japanese language dictionary? Think about it for a few seconds before you give me the answer, because I would like everybody to try this. Japanese language dictionary.
Nihongo no Jisho.
Hi. Nihongo no jisho. Right? Two nouns. What dictionary is it? It is the Japanese language dictionary. So, Nihongo no jisho. English language dictionary?
Eigo no Jisho.
Eigo no jisho. Eigo. Correct. Eigo is English. So, Eigo no jisho is English language dictionary. All right. Tanaka Sensei's dictionary. This dictionary belongs to Tanaka Sensei.
Tanaka
Hori.
Tanaka Sensei
no
no
Jisho.
That's all. Hi, this Tanaka Sensei no jisho. This. I'm just saying Tanaka Sensei no jisho. If I say this is Tanaka Sensei no jisho, Tanaka Sensei's dictionary, then you can say kore wa Tanaka Sensei no jisho desu. All right. Okay, next word. Chair. What is chair?
Isu.
Isu. Isu. Okay. Finally, newspaper. Shinbun. 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 Shi in, bu in. What is magazine? Do you all remember the syllabic stop? We looked at this word when we looked at syllabic stop. Okay. Zashi. Hi. Hi. Za. Syllabic stop. Shi. Magazine. Zashi. I'm just trying to help you recall. Zashi. Za. Syllabic stop. Shi. All right. Now let's get to the second set. Let's look at some sentences. The first sentence. Always imagine yourself in a scenario. You're standing here and you're saying the sentence, this person is my friend, which means there is a person standing next to you. Person is a noun. What is the word for person in Japanese?
Hito.
Hito or
Kata.
kata. While it is important to learn both the words, let's go with the more polite one. Let's go with kata. All right. So this is immediately followed by the noun person. So will you use the first set or the second set?
Second.
Second set. This is immediately followed by person. So you will use the second set. This person is my friend. So in this sentence, what is the topic? What am I talking about? Who am I talking about?
The
This
person is the topic.
Yes, I'm talking about this person.
This person.
This person, right? So the topic is, one second, please. Hi. Okay, the topic is this person. So my sentence in Japanese will begin with
Kono.
kono
Yeah.
Kata wa
Kono
kata wa
kata wa
Katawa.
watashi
Watashi no
Tomodachi desu.
Tomodachi.
tomodachi Watashi desu.
Perfect. Kono kata wa watashi no tomodachi desu. My friend is watashi no tomodachi. Right? My friend. Watashi becomes watashi no. Tomodachi is friend. This person is my friend. So can I have all of you imagining that there's a person standing next to you, a friend of yours, and you're saying this sentence to somebody. Once again, say this sentence. But remember, put yourself in that situation. Hi.
Kono
Kono.
Kono
Kata.
katawa
katawa
Hi.
Watashi no
watashi no tomodachi desu.
Tomodachi desu. Hi. Kono kata, this person. Kono kata wa, as for this person, he is my friend. Kono kata wa watashi no tomodachi desu. All right. Next sentence. That dictionary over there belongs to the school. That dictionary over there belongs to the school. So what is the topic of my sentence? What am I talking about? That dictionary over there,
That dictionary.
right? Now, is that dictionary close to the speaker or close to the listener, or where is
Away
it?
from both.
Away from both. Okay, because I'm using the word over there, right? So it's away from both the speaker and the listener. So without looking at the, okay, maybe let's look at the sentence first, because it's got some words. Hi. How do you begin the sentence?
Ano jisho wa
Ano
Hi.
jisho shu wa.
Hi.
Gaka no jisho desu.
Yes.
Jisho desu.
Hi, I'm listening to every voice, so please go ahead. Ano jisho wa gakko no jisho
Gakko
desu.
no
ano jisho wa gakko
Gakko no
no
jisho desu.
so desu.
hyo
Hi.
desu.
Yes. So once again, let's go with the words. The word for dictionary is jisho. All right. And then the next word over here, the word that means school in Japanese is ga. Syllabic stop and ko. We've already looked at this word. Ga syllabic stop and ko will be gakko. But that ko is also elongated with the after it. So this ko is both stressed and elongated. So it will be gakko. Can I have everybody repeat after me? Gakko.
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 Yes. So now once again, can you all read this sentence together, please?
Ano
No.
shisho wa
Ano
Jisho
jisho
wa
Gakko no
ano jisho wa
Desu.
jisho
gakko no
desu.
jisho
Gakko
desu.
no jisho desu.
Hi. Hi. Correct. Ano jisho wa gakko no jisho desu. That dictionary over there is the school's dictionary. Okay? Ano jisho wa gakko no jisho desu. Sometimes try to look away from the screen also and say these sentences. Try to attempt them on your own. You always have it on the screen for reference, right? Maybe look at it and say it once, then close your eyes and then say it once again. All right? Try to imagine. That's when you have to put yourself in that situation. It gets easier. Ano jisho wa gakko no jisho desu. That dictionary is the school's dictionary. Okay, next sentence. That map is the map of India. Now let's look at this in parts. What is the word for map?
Chichi.
Chizu. Chizu. Okay. Chizu. Remember cheese without the elongation. Somehow you have to remember these two words together. Chizu. All right. Now, how do you say map of India?
Indo no chizu.
Hi. You use no between two nouns, right? This is
Indo
of.
no chizu.
Hi. Indo no chizu. It's not a map of China. It could be a map of China. It could be a map of Russia. It could be anything. Indo no chizu. It is a map of India. All right. Indo no chizu. So how do you say the sentence? That map is a map of India. As for that map, the topic of the sentence is that map. Hi.
Sono
Sono
No.
No chisuwa. Indo no chisu desu.
Chizu desu.
Chizu
Perfect.
desu.
はい。その地図はインドの地図です。その地図はインドの地図です。Okay. All right. So this is the difference, right? Sono chizu. So in this sentence, that map is a map of India that is immediately followed by the noun. You can also simply say that is a map of India. So when you say that is a map of India over here at the bottom, here you don't have map following that, right? So that's what language is about. You can find different ways to say and communicate the same thing. So it depends on the speaker, what you choose to say, how you choose to say it. If you want to say that map is a map of India, then you will say Sono chizu wa Indo no chizu desu. If you simply want to say that is a map of India, then that is sore. You will switch to the first set because here it is no longer followed by the noun, right? So sore wa Indo no chizu desu. They are both the same sentences in the sense they mean the same thing. They are said differently. Okay, now next sentence. That chair is old. What is chair? Isu. Isu. Remember, chizu is map, isu is chair. So as for that chair, it is old. The word for old in Japanese, what is this? Who?
Furui.
Fumoi.
Furui. Furui is old.
Furui.
Furui. Okay. Hi. It's an adjective. You're describing the chair. Okay. Old. Furui is an adjective. So what is this sentence? That chair is old.
Sono iwa isuwa
Yes.
furui desu.
Hi. Yes. Sono isu wa furui desu. Like today, I began the class with the sentence Nihon wa atsui desu. Atsui is another describing word which means hot. Japan is hot. Here, that chair is old. So, sono isu, that is immediately followed by the noun. So, use the second set, sono. Sono isu wa furui desu. All right. So, let's look at some question words. So, you have a picture over here. So, in the second set, what is the question word? The last, the do word, kono, sono, ano, and
Dono.
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 Once again, dono also means which. Just like the first set, dono also means which, but dono will be followed by the noun. Okay, it will be followed by the noun in your sentence. So here, Tanaka sensei is probably shown a photograph in class, and everybody is trying to find out which person is Tanaka sensei. As for Tanaka, which person is it? Is it this person on the left? Is it this person in the center? Or is it that person on the right? Which person? So how will you ask that question? As for Tanaka, Tanaka is the topic. You want to know who Tanaka is in the photo, right? So Tanaka-san wa or Tanaka-sensei wa, which person is it? So which, the question word, is immediately followed by the noun in this question. So, dono kata desu ka? Tanaka-san wa dono kata desu ka? Okay, Tanaka-san wa dono kata desu ka? So somebody points to Tanaka in the photograph. You see the arrow pointing to the girl, the lady, and you say, it's this person. Tanaka-san is this person. How do you say that in Japanese? Tanaka-san is this person. As for Tanaka-san, it is this person. Hi.
Tanaka-san wa
Hi.
kono
Dono
kata
Kata
desu.
desu.
Perfect. Okay. So the word this is immediately followed by person. So you will use the second set kono plus the noun for person, which is kata. You see it here. Kono kata. Tanaka-san wa kono kata desu. Similarly, another example. So there are 4 smartphones maybe lying in a basket. Somebody is asking the question, which smartphone is Raja's smartphone? Which smartphone is Raja's smartphone? So the topic of my inquiry is Raja-san's smartphone. As for Raja-san's smartphone, which one of this is it? Which one of these 4 is Raja's smartphone? So the word for smartphone in Japanese is given over here. Can you all try and read this katakana?
Sumaho.
Hi, that's all. It's just 3 sounds, right?
Oh.
Smartphone is a bigger word in English. Sumaho. The 4. Hi, the 4, right? The 4 sound. For simplification, they have made it ho. So that's how you have this. It's just simplified into ho. Sumaho. All right. So let's look at that question. How do you ask the question? As for Raja's phone, which phone is it? Here you see the question word which being followed by phone. Hi.
Raja-san.
Hi.
Sumaho
Sumaho wa
dono.
dono.
Sumaho.
Hi.
Desu ka?
Dono sumaho desu ka?
Desu.
Desu ka? Ka is important question. Raja-san no sumaho wa dono sumaho desu ka? Or instead of dono sumaho, you can simply replace that with dore, right? Which is it? Instead of saying which phone is it, you can simply say which is it. In that case, in Japanese, you will use the first set because it's not followed by the noun. Dore desu ka? Raja-san no sumaho wa dore desu ka? All right. So I will stop with this for today. I would like to just have a couple of minutes, less than that. I would like you all to type 1 sentence and send it to me so I feel confident that you can do your exercise as well. First, I will show you how to type 1 sentence and then you can type that same sentence in the chat right now. Okay, you can just send it to me in chat. I'm just going to use this space. Okay, let me just use this line over here. I'm just going to take 1 sentence from a textbook, which is Raja-san wa indojin desu. This sentence has a katakana word in it also, so I can tell you how you do it. Raja-san. Now there are 2 katakana words. So first I type Raja, Ra-ja. For me, I have typed Raja-san so many times that it shows up. Right? I've typed his name too frequently in our classes. So Raja, you see, is written in katakana. Okay, you can go change the font and type the katakana if you want, or you can just press space. But because this is a proper noun, it won't show up. You will probably have to write individually, changing the font in the toolbar. Okay, san is written in hiragana because it's a Japanese idea. Wa, remember, how do you type wa, everyone? Can you tell me how to type wa? Ha. I will type HA for wa.
HA.
We know that it is a particle and it is pronounced as wa. The computer doesn't. So it's HA. Okay. Raja-san wa. You can type with space. Particle I usually attach to the word. Right? Attach the topic to the topic marker to the topic. After the particle, I give space. If you want, you can give space. If you don't have to. Indo. I-in-do. Now this is in hiragana, but I have to change to katakana. So I press enter, it changes. Now you see that the line under the word is still there because I haven't finished it. If I press enter, then it's done. I can go to the next. Indo, jin. Now this I have to write in hiragana. Okay. And then press enter. Space. Desu. Oh. Yeah. Desu. And then the full stop gives you the circle. That's all. All right. If you don't want to give space, that's fine. That makes life simpler. Hi. Now, if you can all type in your keyboards right now, some of you might not be able to because maybe you'll have to, I don't know. Rima-san, can you type? I'm not sure. If you can type now, please type and send me so I can check. This is how you will have to do your exercise. So please do lesson 1 exercise, your homework for the weekend. Lesson 1 exercise, all of it, Renshu exercise, please do them again. You can also go to your student profile and type the exercise lesson number 1 and send it. Please do check your answers once before you submit them. Check to see that they are right. All right. And the other thing is, very importantly, please do go through all of the grammar that we did today. We still have 2 more left and then some more after that. So please do go through whatever we have done today. Maybe watch the recorded class videos. All right. Try and read the sentences that you have in your textbook and come before the next class. That way it will be easy for me to continue. All right. So I don't have to keep explaining the same thing again, unless you have a question, you have a doubt, that's different. All right. But for it to not seem very fresh, you will have to do some work in the weekend. Okay. Since there are 2 days, it's easy to forget what you've learned. So please do that work. And I'll see you all on Monday. To have a nice weekend. Send me the words in chat if you're able to type.
Could you please
Hi.
repeat the sentence? Raja-san.
It's typed over here. Raja Samva Indojindes. This is the sentence that I want you to type for now. This is just for practice. Pranav-san, correct. Shobha-san, correct. Gangadharan-san, correct. Anant-san, correct. Yes, Victor-san.
Yeah, so I still have that problem with the keyboard. I'm using the
Okay.
Japanese keyboard, but the katakana part of it also I'm unable to make out because the katakana on this keyboard looks like the hiragana. So that's the issue with me.
Okay.
Could you just stay back, or can I show you my screen for a second to show you what it looks like?
Yeah, sure. I'll stay back for maybe a minute. Once everybody has sent their work, or yeah, you can now share your screen, Vivek-san. I'm sorry, I keep calling you. Is it okay if I call you Victor-san or Vivek-san?
Anything's okay, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
Okay, somebody else is sharing their screen, so I'm not allowed to share.
Oh, that's me. Hi, now you can share.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, can you see it?
Yes, I can see it now.
So this is the keyboard that's popped up for me, as you can see on your screen. Can you see
Yes,
the
yes,
keyboard? So the way to
yes,
change
I
it, like
can
you
see.
said, is over here, right?
Okay,
And
yeah,
now, for example, if I open a Word document,
okay,
let's say I get a blank Word document and I say
okay,
create. So this is
okay,
the, 1 second, I'll just expand this. This is the Word document, and I'm supposed
okay,
to, when I type, Tanaka, but it's 1
okay,
minute. When you type in English, it's supposed to change, right? That's what you're saying,
yeah,
to use the sounds to change.
yes.
So when you type Tanaka, it's not coming out, as you can see on my screen. It's still showing Tanaka in English. Do you know?
Can you press the option above the language changing part above? It's still IN. It says
Okay, so when I,
ABC.
yeah,
Yeah. Now
so
if
when
you
I,
click hiragana and type.
okay,
Hi.
so when I type hiragana, what happens
Yeah.
is the keyboard becomes this, as you can see.
Oh, so the input itself is Japanese. It's not
Yes,
English to
correct. It's
Japanese.
not English, so that is my issue. So both
Okay.
Anusha and I are having this difficulty, and when so you can see this is the hiragana keyboard, and when
Yeah.
you click the katakana keyboard, nothing changes. It still shows the same hiragana values. So we don't get
Can
a
you
recognition of the katakana character.
can you now type something in the document, Victor-san? I would
Sure.
like to
You
check.
want me to type
Yes.
right now, no?
Right
So
now
I'll
without
type,
changing.
yeah, okay. I'll just change it to hiragana because that's what I've been learning. And
All
I'll
right.
type Tanaka. So,
Oh,
Okay, I'll just make it a little bigger for you because otherwise you won't be able to see it.
That's
Just
all
hold
right.
on.
That's all right.
1 second. Yeah, this should do. So I'll type
Okay.
Tanaka. So that is the na is the nails.
But isn't there a is only the virtual keyboard available for you to type with?
Yeah, I got my normal QWERTY keyboard, but if you type Tanaka on that, it's not coming. So that's the issue.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
am not
Okay.
sure if this is an issue because it's a Mac. I have no idea.
Okay.
And
Okay. I've never
there is
used
a
Mac
I
before,
know.
so
So even I have the same issue. So this is
all
my
right.
difficulty and Anusha's difficulty is we are
All
limited
right.
to this keyboard. So it
Okay.
takes
Okay.
such a long time to first identify where the letter is for that key,
That's
and
true.
then
This is a hassle. This is truly a hassle. It's easier if you can type with it.
yeah.
My
Do
question
you
is,
know
once
if
you
any
change to hiragana, and what if you ignore the virtual keyboard and use your physical
normal keyboard?
keyboard to,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I am on my normal keyboard. So when I
Okay.
type, see that letter comes as ku. Then
Yeah,
I'm
it
just
does
going to
work.
type A, B, C, D.
I would like you to type something in Japanese. Let's say, can you type Nihon? Nihon.
Nihon. This
So
is
it,
in
it does
English.
work.
So this is
It's
Nihon.
Nihon. So it's Nihon.
Okay, I'll
Nihon.
just type again.
Yeah.
Nihon. Can you see my screen now?
Oh,
It shows some other language. Yeah, I typed all the letters that you said in English, Nihon, and that's what appears.
it's
Because
very
it corresponds, the
different.
keys on the keyboard, the keys on the keyboard correspond to the virtual keyboard that you can see on my screen.
I see. I see. Okay. Let me see.
So
Let me find out what the problem is. Maybe I should speak to my
maybe
husband might
because
know something about
somebody may have a way of or a workaround from this, because I'm sure that some of your previous students, considering you'll have had so many batches, have had a Mac and have found a
Actually,
way
it's
around it.
strange that there's nobody who's come to me with this issue. I think everybody's been using Windows. I don't know. This is
Okay.
the first time. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know. So it may take us a
All
little
right.
more time to type out the
Okay.
assignments because it is really
Okay.
difficult for both
All
of
right.
us.
All right. Let me find out from my end, and if you can also maybe find out from somebody
I
you
will
might
look.
know a
I'm
little
looking
bit.
for sources, but I'm not able to
Okay.
find when you type in the conversion.
Okay.
It doesn't
Okay.
come across like that, you know.
Okay, all right. I'll see. I'll get back to you about this. Meanwhile, I would like you to write down your answers in your textbook
Yeah,
until the time
if
that you're
people
able to.
scan it and send it to you, because that may
Yeah,
be.
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes. Hi, thank you. Hi, I'll get back to you about this. If you can search for something on YouTube, I'll also do the same. But if you can also find something on YouTube, there must be
Yes,
some
yes, I'm
tutorial
looking.
somebody.
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah,
to. So I found the one you sent me before. That's how I changed the
yeah.
language. But after that,
Okay.
I couldn't find
Okay,
any
all
other.
right.
Anyway,
All
thank
right.
you for your time.
Yes,
Arigato
yes.
gozaimasu.
はい、ありがとうございました。はい、すみません。Everybody been waiting. Okay, so any questions? Can we wind up for today? Please keep an eye out on Google Classroom. I might post something, maybe a pop quiz or something during the weekend. But apart from that, just go by your textbook and the notes that you've taken in class. If anybody's got questions, you can stay back. Otherwise, we will see
Ma'am, it's not a
again.
question. Just one thing. Can you share the document presented today as well as previous class?
The thing is that I use the documents as, in place of a whiteboard instead of writing it on the board. I'm trying to save time to prepare. I usually don't share it unless there is something that I would like you to keep a permanent record of. If you can take notes during class, that will be nice. But maybe this class, I will send that document since you asked me. But for the subsequent lessons, I would like you all to take notes from whatever is presented. Okay, that will also help with, I would also like you to write down. It all helps with learning. But okay, I will send today's document in Classroom so you can refer to it
Okay, thank you.
for the weekend. Hi.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. Mata Monday. I'll see you all on Monday. arigatou
Arigatou
gozaimashita.
gozaimasu.
お疲れ様でした。
ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Arigatou gozaimasu.
はい。Yes.